everybody and welcome back to my channel. You may notice everything's changed here. Believe it or not, we're in the same room that we were in last time I made a YouTube video. It looks completely different and this is going to be the next stage of that transformation. Today we're going to be talking about the Jago solid wood workbench. I purchased this from Amazon for $74.99. I'm going to be unboxing it, building it, telling you what I think. Let's get to it. So this is the box that the workbench has arrived in. It said on the description that it wasn't going to arrive until the 24th of December, which is about 3 weeks away from when I ordered it. It came in 2 days. So, first thing we've got is some instructions. I've got no idea what language that is. The basic IKEA style assembly instructions. Packaging itself, everything seems to be wrapped up well. So this is one of the bench vices I was talking about. Looks quite decent. Nice, strong, sturdy handle. You can be able to get a good amount of pressure on there. I prefer a hardwood for a bench and a vice, but this was cheap and I just want to get this thing started. So yeah, hopefully these are going to do the job. Here's the legs. Or the frame. I wouldn't usually open things with a Stanley blade because I'd be worried about damaging them. But as I said, this is just a cheap workbench and it's going to get absolutely wrecked over time from nails and screws and cut marks and whatever. Drawer feels solid. It's all wooden construction, no chipboard. Got these nice little catches on the runners here. We'll see what they do once we've got it together. Wonderful. That'll be the runners for the inside of the drawer. That's your storage shelf. It's actually quite solid. I thought this was going to be really flimsy, but it's quite a solid wood. It's what we got there. 5 layers of ply, so that's not too bad at all. Dogs, which you can use in the bench. Kind of cheap wooden. I'll probably replace these with some nice ABS plastic or some steel dogs, which will work in the bench nicely. But they're good as a start. Hardware. So straight away, I'm disappointed with what I can see, because what I was hoping for was what it says in the description, a solid wood workbench. Now this workbench area is, I'm assuming, about 18mm thick. And it is not solid wood like it shows on the picture. So if you're looking for a solid topped, solid hardwood or softwood bench, this is not the one. It sounds quite hollow. It does feel very, very sturdy. And I'm not going to send it back because, like I say, it was very cheap. For £70, this does actually look like it's going to be a good little construction. So let's get it together. So one thing that I've noticed towards the end of this build is that, good job on one side, they have put all the holes in the right places for me to attach the first vice. On the other side, however, for some strange reason they haven't put the hole through the centre. So I'm going to have to find a drill bit big enough now to drill that hole so that I can put the front clamp on. So here it is, all done and built. Quality a little lower than expected, but it's a £75 workbench, so you can't expect too much. It says solid wood, it's plywood on top. Obviously you've got solid wood strips around the sides. Annoyingly, it has dogs on the clamps, but it doesn't have dog holes that line up with the clamps. Likewise, the clamp on the side is set to one side, so with this vice, if you want to clamp it against these holes, ideally it would have been better in the middle of the workbench. I'll probably drill some extra holes up here just so that I can utilise this. The quality of the drawer is decent. It's on rollers which have ball bearings in. It's a little bit stiff to start, but I think it'll work loose in time. I'm probably going to put a little bit of grease on it. Same with the vices. When you unwind the vices, move these pegs. When you unwind the vices, they're not smooth as you can't just run it round, but that'll be absolutely fine. These extra wooden bench dogs, I suppose, what you're supposed to use in here. So if you've got something you want to clamp against them, like I say, this is pretty useless. This one will work if you want to clamp something on there and work with it. You can put it in between the dogs. You can also use these in here. So it's giving you an option of metal. I think these are cast iron by the feel of it, or wooden clamps or dogs. To be honest, I'll probably just throw these away. They're not of any use to me, and I'll just be catching my legs on them all the time when I'm walking around the bench. The working height is good for me. I'm 5'10". I don't feel like I need to bend over. It's a good standard kitchen working height. Let's have a little look at that now. So we've got 815 mil. I think it says 820 mil on the specs, but that's fine. It's reasonably solid. If you screw it to the floor, it's going to be much more solid. It's quite lightweight. It only weighs about 15 kilograms, and obviously that's because of the disappointing fact that it's not solid wood as it states, it's plywood, which is a shame. I can't really complain though. 75 pounds. I haven't had to put much work into it. I've got a decent workbench which is going to do me for all the jobs I need for electronics. People probably think I'm a little bit silly for getting a carpenter's workbench in here. I'm a carpenter at heart, but you know, this is going to be fine, and you're going to see how useful these are as time goes on. So there it is, completely built, the Jago solid workbench. Unfortunately it's not hardwood like I thought, although it does say softwood in the description, so that's my fault. However, it does say it's solid, and it's not. This is plywood on top. Still quite a solid construction, so I'm not going to complain. It's only 75 pounds, but overall I think a half decent workbench. They did forget to drill one of the holes for the bench vices. I had to drill that myself, which made a bit of a mess, but it is what it is. The shelf construction on the base, that's pretty solid. It's about 5 mil thick. Both the vices are pretty good, they work well. I'll end up drilling some extra holes here so I can use these dogs, and the same on this side. I'll make sure I've got a couple of holes in line with this. Overall though, I'd say for 75 pounds, you're definitely getting your money's worth. It goes together very quickly, like IKEA products. Total time it took me to put this together was about 15-20 minutes. I also made a mistake of putting the drawer on the wrong side, so I had to take that off and do it again. That's my own silly fault for not looking at the instructions, but what can you do? Any particular downsides to it? I don't think so. Apart from what I've already mentioned about the dogs, I think it's pretty decent, and I'm going to look forward to using it in the future videos. So the link to this table is, or the link to this workbench is in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more, then subscribe to the channel. There's plenty coming up, starting with a Von House racking system that's going to go above the workbench over there to hold all the tools and bits and bobs that are coming with it. I've got a package from Slick Revolution to open that's got a couple of bits in, including some shred lights. Behind me here I have a package from Evolve Skateboards, and in fact there's some printer filament there as well. I've got a 3D printer on the way, and I can't wait to learn how to use that and show you guys what it can do. There's some random tools as well that I'm going to be reviewing. So there's plenty to come, and there's going to be a heck of a lot more. So stay tuned guys, subscribe, and I'll bring you as many videos as I can.